Hello and welcome to another episode of Electr Ladyland. Now it's been a while since I pulled the cards, and I did a reading yesterday for the Pisces full moon and it got banned by YouTube, so never mind, we'll move right along. We're just going to do a general energy in the waning moon, just to try and warm up the territory. I'm currently on medical leave, so I'm going to be able to spend some time with you guys, and that'll be nice to spin the cards and focus on looking at the energy signatures in the electromagnetic energy field, which travels in a torus around the earth and is our protective layer, is our god. It shields us from solar flares and radiation. So just cleansing the space with a bit of lavender, and I just want to get just a general sense of the waning full moon in Pisces. Let's just see what comes up. So I've got stillness in calm waters, everything becomes clear, and be beautiful, mysterious, wild and free. So this energy is really an easy atmosphere to be meditating in and thinking about wild and mysterious things, and a few things might be occurring that are a little bit strange. Alright, so in the cerebral I've got rejuvenating rain, so it's about clearing the past and moving on to a fresh outlook. So that's a lovely card to have in the mental energy. It just means you might be finalizing a few ongoing situations in this energy signature. You can just clear it out of your mind and say, no, I don't want to think about that anymore. So coming in for the current abundance, nice, very nice. That's one of the best cards to get in the deck. So abundance is pouring into your life. And in the emotional, success expands in your life. So you could be evolving emotionally, or a relationship could be evolving, or a partnership or something like that. We'll look into that a little bit deeper. Let's have a look at the recent past. Great adventure, take a risk. So we've been through risky waters with this Piscean moon. And then moving forward on the top of the deck, I have wandering path. Okay, so it's not going to be straightforward. I'm getting a real sort of I pulled the full moon in Cancer, which is like a real watery energy, so you're not really sure how things are going to pan out at the moment, but this card is very positive, so I'm going to focus on this one and I'm going to draw some clarifiers. Okay, so let's just have a look at the rejuvenating rain. Clear the past, heal the present. So a physical and emotional healing is occurring. There is a cleansing of the old emotional wounds and even a release of past life limitations. All is forgiven. Absolve yourself. Forgive others for their transitions against you. Transgressions. It is time to let go of it all. So in order for new growth to occur, the old must be cleared away. And this card indicates a time of clearing out what does no longer serve you. So decluttering, swim in the sea, run in the rain, or a cleansing fast. Okay, that's the advice. This came up in the, this is a rune, and this came up in under the Aquarius moon, which is my reading that got scrapped. So that's really about having some dignity for your home, and because remember, when you put your energy out into the world, someone else inherits that space. So the Hermit crab is very much about pulling in your energy. So in the not so recent past, moth to a flame energy, you're really pulled towards something obsessively, and this is the 9 of Wands. That energy is a little bit hectic, so that has now passed with the full moon. And I've got 2 Leminscate. So this is sacred geometry. The Leminscate is the duality, the Vesica Pisces. So that's the joining of two different binary forces to create life, and the butterfly is transformation. This also popped out the octopus, very adaptable, very versatile. This is very versatile energy, so you can really get on with something new. And I've also got the strength card and the Leminscate again. So strength card is about a deeper force that's found within. So it could be a good time to look at those little projects that don't get much attention. So a master of focus, compassion and self-control. So when this card comes up, you're in need of harnessing this power for yourself. All the courage you need can be found in the muscle known as the heart. And also the fox is cunning. Cunning is a wolf. It's time to start thinking about what really needs your focus. And the hyena, interesting card to get, the hyena. So the hyena is a scavenger. So you might find that there are people in your energy field that you really don't want hanging around, but also it can represent sarcasm. So the hyena's got a really sarcastic laugh, and so that can be really disturbing, that sound, and masking things that you feel uncomfortable about discussing. So this is a sort of card for suspicion. It's best to get out of that energy. It's destructive. It's a destructive energy to be in. I'm just going to pull some fresh ones, and just be sober about where you want to be heading, because it looks like the energy's been really quite tumultuous. I just want to pull a few fresh ones. So everything in the universe can be measured in geometry, and I look for symbols that represent platonic solids: earth, air, fire, water and ether. And those solids are the tetrahedron, the cube, the octahedron, the dodecahedron, and the icosahedron, and also by Vesica Pisces, which has come up, the Leminscate, which has come up, Metatron, and all sorts of other symbols. Let's just get something fresh. What can we do moving forward with this energy? What can we do moving forward? What can I advise my subscribers? And thank you to everyone who stayed subscribed to my channel. I know it's been about a year since I really got into the readings and the cards, and I just haven't felt a pull towards it. I have been actually building my own domain, renovating and trying to make myself a more respectable home. The hangman, that can indicate a traitor. Coupled with the hyena, there could be someone sabotaging your efforts, but it also can be a complete change of heart. So so we've got Son of Pentacles on the bottom, and that's a sacrificial deer. So someone could have been sacrificed here. Pentacles indicates growth or money was sacrificed, lost, wasted on something. Yeah. Something to do with, could be a masculine energy here, a mature masculine energy feels betrayed here with the Three of Swords. There's been a betrayal here. This is a masculine energy. This is a mature person feels betrayed, completely changed their mind about something, or feels that there's a traitor amongst the ranks. And let's just close out with one from, or actually no, Stingray. That came up in the that came up in my Aquarius, my Piscean moon reading that got banned. Yeah, so that's the need for self-preservation. That's the need for that's got some grace, a need for grace, but and also the lion came up as well. So that's having courage to follow your own dreams. Really, I think being industrious, just focusing on what you want, and not be distracted by it's not being distracted by people that can't be loyal. I'm just going to pick a deep dive and dangerous. I love this, is my favourite deck. So moving forward with this, from this betrayal, ooh, straight out, illumination. Number 3, collaborative efforts. There's a key there. There's also fire in the belly, getting things moving. Definitely putting some energy into firing up, like moving on from this betrayal. Right here, yeah, having the courage to move on from things that haven't worked out. Okay, seek and you shall find. Sometimes you need to travel through the darkness to find the real treasure. Almost anything worth doing takes time. Move off the crossroads. It is time to make a considered decision. Keep your focus on your purpose and do not wander off the path. So for a long time, or the so-called dark goddesses got a bad rap. People thought if a goddess was of the dark or looked a certain way. So, illumination. So out of all this darkness, something may have become apparent. And also I had another fiddle around and I got number 28, the hunger. So again, that's got a slightly sort of parasitic vibe to it, like the hyena. Someone may have been dampening your fire, but I think we've moved past that now. That's been recognised as a betrayal, and confidence here to stand up to that energy and say, well, this is not what I'm about. But there is a duality, like with the Vesica Pisces, that's come up, the sacred geometry. It takes two energies to create something new. Yeah, so for a long time people thought that things that were dark were scary and evil and nasty, and that was just like a doctrine myth twisted into stories. So stories of Kali and Morrigan and Morgan Le Fay and Medusa are examples when we look at such a complex figure as Hecate. It is important to understand that paradoxically a dark deity can also be an illuminator. Alright, so in the darkness there is always light. There is always light within the darkness, and that has really been a betrayal towards the feminine energy, is what's coming up here. You're to sort of garner this energy, you consume garlic and you get a piece of moonstone. The feminine energy that it was sort of portrayed as darkness often lit the way for soldiers, and during times of war and sieges, people looked to these dark goddesses for guidance. So Hecate literally carries a torch even though she stands in the opaqueness at the crossroads or under a moonless night sky. Yes, she carries a torch when she is striding through the darkness of the deep underworld. Yes, she is actually lighting the way for all of us. So that's interesting. So what you think might be something that is just too complicated and the energy's just not fiery enough, there's often a spark of inspiration just waiting there once you can move past these kind of energies of betrayers, and have the courage to move forward. So I'm not quite sure why vampire's doing here. Beware of those draining your energy. Yeah, so someone could have been sucking the life out of you, seeking equal relationships. Think before making a serious relationship decision. You should not let your desires get out of balance. Addictions must be acknowledged and healed. Know what gives you energy and what take it away. So the vampires often, they have a bit of a romantic kind of timeless attraction, like a paradox. This horrifying form, something that sucks blood, like a bat, for example, and yet we're so intrigued by it. So perhaps it has something to do with a strong yearning to be adored and desired and consumed. Having someone want us that much, who has the desire to be closely linked with us, even down to our blood, can feel good. Until, of course, we realise there's nothing much left of ourselves to give. So most of us have heard of the concept of emotional vampirism, the idea that people feed off your energy. It is important to guard against such incursions and avoid being unnecessarily manipulated or hurt. So yeah, so it looks like this manipulator was, needed to be sort of removed from the scene in order to illuminate the way. Plant companion Gardenia and crystal companion Aventurine. Understanding that we do need to develop our power from inside out, and doing so is a great start into protecting ourselves from such people. Ensuring that we establish healthy boundaries with others is another way to keep your distance from being manipulated by such energy, because it's very alluring. This energy is very alluring. It can suck people in. So we should be crystal clear about what supplies us with energy and what depletes it. We should do more of the energy supplying acts and understand we cannot do too much of the depletive stuff. We are all more susceptible to vampires of all kinds if we are tired, worn down and uninspired. Time to focus on your own energy, and you might be giving out too much. And I've got a Father of Cups here that feels betrayed, and that's a masculine energy, that's a traitor symbol. So somewhere along the line there is somebody reigning in on parade here. So that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.